Those ground cherries are still alive, not looking great by any means, but these other ground cherries, even though they're not 4 feet tall like last year, are getting ground cherries on them. They will turn yellow and fall to the ground when they're ready. That one is not big enough yet. Let's see. Oh, these are all pretty small. I ate one the other day. It was really sour. And this is the dill, starting to flower, not making seeds yet. All the dill that came up volunteer from last year is looking really good. And the new dill that I planted is also looking good. Okay, this is the same basil that I had all last year in the shed. Transplanted it here and it's doing fine. And we were having a real problem with these baby, where'd he just hop off to? With these baby grasshoppers. There's one. If you have a good way to kill them, you let me know. They're very hard to kill without using something dangerous that I don't want to eat afterwards. These tomatoes are not ready yet. I had one of it that was, but one of these was, it was starting to crack from all the rain, so I'll just take it inside. Yeah, this side looked pretty ready, the other side not quite so much, but it'll ripen. I'll stick it in a paper bag. That's quite a bit of lettuce. Stan was surprised I found any green beans at all. Some wax beans, some green beans. There's still another handful out there to pick. So those beans that I thought were completely dead, we got a little meal out of them, which is good. Potatoes, not quite yet. When they stop blooming, the red ones are earlier. When they stop blooming, I might just take a plant and dig around a little bit and see if I can find a couple just to eat without pulling the whole plant up. Because I would love to have some fresh garden potatoes to go with those fresh garden beans. Nothing better. Nothing better. The corn, you can see, tassels are definitely coming out now. Okay, that's it for today. That 1.5 inches of rain really made things take off. Can't believe it. Just a couple more here. I'm glad I didn't plant 2 rows. I don't really need that many. And look at the corn. It is starting to make ears and get silks on it, which means we're going to have to spray pretty quickly here for earworms, corn earworms. And there's a close-up of it's windy today, so that should be nice to shake off that pollen onto those silks. So we have a nice full ear of corn, full ears of corn. Okay, not quite it. I filled a few sprinkles. I'll have to pick those beans quickly here, but look at that. Those red beets are actually, what in the world is this? That's a magnet. Well, that's odd. Why is there a circle magnet out in the garden? Who knows? Anyway, the red beets are starting to grow. That's not quite big enough for what I want. These red beets don't get woody even when they're bigger, whatever variety this was. I don't remember. Was it Detroit? Red Ace? One of those. These are going to be ready, though, I bet, in a couple of weeks. Well, here's a surprise. That spinach that was in that really crusty ground, now that we had that 1.5 inches of rain, the ground must have stayed soft long enough. It's actually coming up. I'm glad, because the other spinach is going to seed. It's no good. And it looks like even the lettuce came up. So this is great. I was trying to decide what I was going to put in this little square in between the sweet potatoes and the green beans. And now I don't have to worry about that. Wonderful. Getting any blueberries ripe? They're getting bigger. I did spray them with Spray and Grow yesterday. That's not ripe yet. I shouldn't have picked it. Oh well, they're coming. It won't be too long before I'm complaining about how long I have to be out here. How much time I have to spend picking blueberries. So, hey, while we're here, there's one. Still not ready. I shouldn't eat it. They're better tasting than they were the other day. Maybe the rain helped them too. And the zucchini. Oh, how big is that? Yeah, 4 inches. Oh, that one shriveled up and died. Same thing that's been happening to my cucumbers. Oh well, that zucchini will be ready in a few days. I keep saying that. One of these times it'll be true. Also sprayed the blackberries with Spray and Grow. They have a ways to go before they're even turning red, let alone black. right now it looks like they're a bunch on, so I'm hopeful. I think we almost used all the last year I froze 15 quarts combined of blackberries and blueberries, and I'm down to my last half quart, so I need more. This is good. And peaches will stay small for a long time, and then all of a sudden, right when it's about time for them to start getting ripe, they will just grow like crazy. Looks like Stan picked off the bad ones. The ones that are left here are looking pretty good right now. Fingers crossed. This Mount Morency cherry tree had too many cherries on it. They just sort of shriveled up and didn't really ripen, and all the leaves fell off. We were afraid the tree was dead. So this year we have a beautiful tree and no cherries. There's always next year. Peek at Stan's little Carmen tree. Still getting new growth on it. Again, that rain should really help this. I took the tag off. It was still around the tree, and you don't want that cutting into the bark. So I've documented it, I guess, so I know it's a Carmen jewel. With any luck, this thing will make it through the winter.